Hello everybody and welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash and today we're going to be taking a look at Ethereum and discuss what's happening with it. Right, before we get into that, please make sure to head on over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to stay updated with the hottest trends of the crypto market, make sure to also click on the bell icon. You can give us a follow on Twitter at FXSCrypto, and if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to give me a follow as well at Mangeko with a zero at the end. Right, I just recorded an Ethereum analysis, right? Like what you see here, basically it was roughly 15 to 20 minutes long, and the meeting was abruptly stopped because somebody else logged into the account. Yeah, it's a regardless, I'm going to try and gather my thoughts, explain it again. So if you haven't watched the Bitcoin video, please make sure to go ahead and watch the Bitcoin analysis first. Yeah, so please make sure to go and watch the Bitcoin video first, because in that video, I explain why I am taking this macro long position for Ethereum, right? So let's get into what's happening, right? The price on the lower time frame looks manipulated, right? Look at this, like start right from 26 July. I've been kind of witnessing this manipulation pattern. Price forms a high, collects, it waits for the price to collect some liquidity above here, and then the price sweeps the liquidity, does the same to the bottom. So basically, the top is swept and the bottom is swept, and then the price rallies. Right? Again, you get something similar. Price rallies. You see, price forms a high, high is swept. Price forms a low, low is swept, and then the price rallies. Something similar here as well. Price forms a high, swept. Price forms a low, which is swept again. So you see a lot of similar price action, right? Something here, price swept this high here, this high was swept here, this low was swept here, right? So basically, with all of this happening, although like the evidence since 26, perhaps since very long, right? It's been happening for quite some time, suggests that this particular manipulation pattern often leads to a run up. But my gut feeling is that this is not sustainable, and I feel like this is the end of our rally, right? Mainly because the price has rallied quite a bit. Like if you look at July 13th, that's when the first Feds announced the first 75 basis points hike. Since then, I think Ethereum has rallied roughly 78%, right? Which is a massive amount considering the bear market we're in right now, right? Although a part of it can be attributed to the upcoming merge update. But if you look at what's happening here, right, just consider this particular rally from 26 July to what's happening right now. You can see that the volume point of control was around, volume point of control basically means the highest volume traded for this particular range was at 1722. Now that the price is rejected 1722, it feels like the next support level is basically the cluster here, this mountain that you see here. The next support level is around 1626. So once we break 1626, there's a clear that you can see there's no support levels here. We could go all the way down to 1300, right? But if you look at where the rally is originating, it's down here in July 13th. So let's extend this to July 13th and see what's happening. Right, the volume point of control is now at roughly 1523, kind of very close. It kind of coincides with the 1543 support level that I've drawn here, right? So yeah, if I do short this, I've already shorted Ethereum somewhere around here with my stop loss around here. This would be a good trade, a 1.86 hour trade, right? But it doesn't stop here. The price could go much lower, and the reason for that is basically once this volume point of control is breached, the support level comes in at 1353, which is just above this range high for the price for this particular price action. Right, on top of that, you can see that this particular range high does not provide any sort of support because of the volume cluster. But if you extend this volume point of control, this volume profile, basically, you can see that even then there is no support over here. Right, so the next support level comes in at 1200, basically. So yeah, things are looking pretty bleak here for Ethereum. So let's just take a look at what's happening from a 4-hour time frame perspective, right? There's basically actually on a daily time frame, you can see that the price formed a double bottom here. I think 4-hour was correct, right? The price formed a double bottom basically on 30th June, 13th July, then rallied quite a bit. So evidently this double bottom and things like below it is a lot of liquidity that is resting for people that longed here, right? So investors that longed here basically would have their stop losses somewhere like this, and the one that expect this rally to continue because of the merge and go all the way to 2000 still haven't taken profits, right? So if the next level from a market maker's perspective would be to sweep below the double bottom at 994, So that would invalidate or like stop the investors that longed Ethereum here. But from a daily time frame, you can see that there is a demand zone here extending from roughly 1100 to 878. Now, this level is extremely important from a high time frame perspective. So let's get into the high time frame perspective. On a daily time frame, you can see that there is this void basically here extending from 964 to 383. This void basically shows that there was no volume traded in 2020 when Ethereum price basically rallied from $97 all the way up to $1,000, right? So it was a massive rally with not a lot of volume traded between $400 and $1,000. So this $600 gap that you see here is what I've termed as the void. The last time Ethereum price dropped, it barely dipped its toes into this void, but I feel like the next time we arrive at this level here, it's going to be a flat. It's going to be a very swift move down to the next support level. So before we discuss that, I want to talk about this weekly resistance level here. You can see that the daily candlesticks tried breaching this weekly resistance level here at 1730, but failed. And now you can see that the next daily candlestick is already getting rejected. So if we get a bearish engulfing candle, in which case, which kind of a bearish engulfing candle is when the second candle engulfs the first candle's body, right? So it's for that to happen, this particular candlestick has to close below the opening of the previous candle at roughly 1638. So if we get a daily candlestick close below 1638, perhaps at 1600, I think it's going to be a bearish engulfing candle, and indicates that there is a buildup of bearish momentum, in which case the price could head lower, right? The reason why 1730 is extremely important here is that you can look at it on a weekly time frame. There was one weekly candlestick that tagged this, bounced, second, third. And then if you zoom out a little further, you can see that there was a massive amount of support provided by this level here, which basically pushed Ethereum price from 1700 all the way up to $5,000, approximately 5K. So yeah, and so I feel like a rejection at 1730 is appropriate, and the rejection is going to push it all the way down to the next level here, which is the volume point of control. Now you can look at volume point of control level here. It is around 1161, which coincides with the demand zone's upper limit at roughly 1100, right? So 1100 is going to be the most important level, a significant level, a make or break level. If we get a weekly candlestick close below 1100, you can see that as the first sign of weakness among buyers. And yeah, that would basically add more credence to my thesis, where I'm expecting Ethereum price to go a lot lower, right? So where is the take profit level? The first, if you do short Ethereum here, I think the first level to profit would be around 1500, which would give you a good 1.2 hour trade based on the stop losses here, right? But once we get a breakdown, as I mentioned here, the volume point of control for Ethereum for this whole rally from July 13th to this one is around 1520. So basically, this will be a second take profit level, beyond which you have another one here at 1354, and then basically 1100, right? This would be a 35% downswing from the current position. And if you're playing the long game, and by long game I mean Bitcoin price basically is in a fractal, right? This fractal is a bear flag. Price crashed, consolidated into an ascending parallel channel, which this particular one constitutes as a bear flag. It's a continuation pattern. Basically, it continues the price action that followed before the consolidation, and that's what happened here basically. Although this was triggered by the Luna crash, right? What's happening right now is something similar. The price crashed, consolidates into an ascending parallel channel. Now I'm expecting the price to go down anywhere between 44 to 47%, which I believe the macro bottom is around 13K to 12K, right? With this particular outlook in mind, I feel like then the place where Ethereum price is going to bottom is like I mentioned, right? The first support level after 1100 breaks is roughly $600, $660. Beyond that, we have 383, which is the first high volume node that is present for Ethereum before it rallied from roughly $400 to $1,000. So coming back to Ethereum and my macro pieces, $300 is where I believe the price is going to bottom. So another 75% downswing is what I'm looking at for Ethereum. Now, the only way not the only way, there are a lot of ways in which my thesis could get invalidated. Now, the first one is the merge. Now, the merge could be a double-edged, it is a double-edged sword for reasons, right? Like if merge basically goes according to plan, the price could, just shatter through the 1700 support level, flip it into a 1700 resistance level, flip it into support floor, and then basically there would be no stopping for Ethereum price until it's reached 2158. That would obviously invalidate my short position. Right? Another way how merge could help my thesis or add credence to it is basically if the merge schedule probably say it gets postponed, or if they find if the hard fork encounters a problem after the update, kind of like what happened to the DAO. Was it the DAO? The DAO incident in 2016, I think, where Ethereum kind of forked from Ethereum to Ethereum Classic, that kind of stuff. So I don't know, look, anything that kind of doesn't help with the merge narrative could basically work well for me because I'm shorting Ethereum. Right, so yeah, that is it, guys. And for Ethereum enthusiasts, I don't want to say maximalist, but for Ethereum enthusiasts, if you feel like this is offensive or like dumb, please make sure to go ahead and watch the Bitcoin video where I explain the fractal that I have and why I feel like this is the top and why the price is going to crash another 47%. Right, so please make sure to watch the Bitcoin video first before you watch the Ethereum analysis. And if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.